A great French philosopher, Voltaire, once said that judge a person by his questions rather than his answers. Most of the time, newbies who are stepping into programming ask the question that where should they start? What programming language should they need to learn first? And sadly, most of the time, they are given wrong advice by the people who are already in the software development industry. Like they tell them, if you want to go into data science, just go with Python, or if you want to do web development, just have this course on JavaScript. So that's not the best advice that you should give to a newbie. The best advice is that you should first learn the programming paradigm. So once you start with a good programming paradigm, you can start coding in multiple programming languages at once. So by programming paradigm, I mean how do you view the world around you? And there are two different programming paradigms. One is procedural and the other is object oriented. But the object oriented programming paradigm itself is built upon the procedural programming paradigm. So you should first start with the procedural programming paradigm. And once you start thinking in the procedural programming paradigm, you can code in multiple programming languages like C, Python, JavaScript, you name it. So the side effect of concentrating more on a specific programming language than the programming paradigm itself is that there are a lot of mediocre programmers in the world. And these are usually the kind of people who would get the shit done, but not in the best way. So their code has a lot of bugs and even worse, a lot of security bugs, which is not good for the company, but it is good for the bug bounty hunters. So that is why we need to focus more on the programming and good engineering practices than memorizing a particular language. So I will start off with the procedural programming paradigm, and I will teach you how to model a real world phenomenon, a solution of a real world problem in the procedural programming paradigm. And that will be language agnostic, but you will be able to code it in multiple languages like C, Python, JavaScript, and you will see that it is very easy to code problem in any programming language once you model it correctly. So the main thing is how do you think, how do you model a problem. The coding part is easy.